for sure.
For sure. Antonio Brown is making his rounds in the media. It seems like he's no longer focused, solely on football. I think he sees, like where the money is at. Entertainment, talking. Yeah. And he was on. I should have the podcast name, but he was on a podcast, and he made some comments about Kaepernick.
Get fucked up, right? Like, we all watched the Colin Kaepernick shit. Everybody's seen it. We seen how it happened, and it was just like the politics.
What happened to Kaepernick?
Me personally, I feel like because he was kneeling, he was doing shit that people didn't like, and then it was like, we ain't gonna pick him up no more because we didn't like that. That's what it felt like for me.
But they gave him the money and they gave him the commercial. They gave him the documentary.
What you mean, after that?
Yeah.
But he didn't get back in the league, though.
That's why they gave him the other thing.
As a compensation?
He took the deal. We don't feel sorry for you. You took the deal. Yeah. Fuck out of here. Oh, Kaepernick, man. You on fucking Nike, man. Yeah. Fuck out of here.
You don't feel, so he good? You think he good? Cause
he good.
But you know the nigga want to get back in the league,
bro.
He
don't want to play, man. He was trash, everything.
He was trash? Yeah. I don't know about trash. He was alright. Come on, AB.
Man, listen,
he
man.
Was alright, AB.
Kaepernick did all that and took the money and then got the commercials. We don't see Kaepernick outside. Where he at? I ain't never seen him outside.
I never seen him outside.
All right, so don't even say
I see him throwing the ball trying to get back.
Interesting, bro.
He said dude was trash, and he said Kaepernick's not in the hood. He took the money.
Yeah.
He took the money. Like, he ain't with us no more. What's your thoughts on that?
All right, so let's back up for a moment, right? Mm-hmm. We all know what Antonio Brown been doing in the sports arena, how he walked off the field. But then as soon as he walked off the field, he's been, malingering, hanging out with A+ celebrities, Kanye West.
Right.
For one, right? He's like involved with the Yeezy platform in a sense, right? Mm-hmm. We all know Kanye has said a whole lot of things. Slavery was a choice, and that freedom of speech is what I love. Now, let's merge it together. Antonio Brown hanging out with Kanye, right. And he's saying things about Kaepernick. What he said about Kaepernick wasn't a lie, and I kind of agree with him in a sense, right? Not to say that it's always about money or that it's censorship. Once again, we're talking about censorship and the council culture. We all know Kaepernick, jeopardized his whole entire career. Right. A lot of kids grew up wanting to be an NFL player and to be a black quarterback in the NFL and to be a starting quarterback and to take a knee and to jeopardize everything that you've done for this game. That's one thing I respect about Kaepernick. Mm-hmm. But then after the fact, the malingering, what is the after effect of it? Are you going to keep that same energy? He hasn't, bro. He hasn't. We've seen the documentary, the movie on Netflix. We've seen the commercials. We've seen the somewhat activism.
Right.
But we all know that the Black Lives Matter, entourage or play on words and their 15 minutes of fame has now been called out. Where is the funding going? And so in the threshold, Antonio Brown is speaking to all of that. He's just like, bro, like, I'm from the trenches. I grew up in the hood. I grew up in marginalized communities. I know what it's like to have, poor schools. I know what it's like to have single childhoods, mothers trying to raise kids. Mm-hmm. I've been there, the food stamps. And so, like, what are you doing in regards to that? We've seen the giveaways, we've seen the backpack drives, we've seen the food drives, but don't even go so far.
Playing devil's advocate.
Yes.
What more do you not you specifically, but what more does the people want from Cap?
I don't know, man. I think a lot of fans like them as a fan, and they wanted to see him back in the NFL for one aspect of it. But then the activism part of it, that's the part that I really like. I was never a big Cap fan. Cap kind of became on my radar when he took the knee. Okay. Not saying he wasn't a good quarterback. For sure he was a good quarterback. Yeah. Right? But I think people want to see you, be if you want to sit for Black Lives Matter and have this approach, right, and you want to be like Mark Lamont Hill, then be Mark Lamont Hill.
Carry the torch.
You know what I'm saying? Carry the torch.
I got you.
But I think it's a marathon. It's not a race.
Definitely.
Black lives, black plight, black challenges ain't going nowhere.
Nope.
It's not going nowhere. So is that to say this is the end of Cap? I don't think so. I think if we had a next black brutality where a cop kills a black kid, a white cop kills a black kid, do I think Cap will be there? For sure. You know, and I think it's great to have celebrities come out and show that. You know, LeBron always does it.
Right.
You know, but the NFL, I'm gonna keep saying this word, has, you know, kind of censored the players from being able to do that. Unlike the NBA where they have a freedom of speech.
Right.
But I think Antonio Brown wasn't out of pocket with that opinion, and I kind of agree with it. I kind of see where it's coming from, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.